Well, if you watch HGTV or the DIY channel, you may be familiar, I know I am, with the tiny home craze. And if you're interested in seeing if downsizing is for you, you can check out the St. Pete Tiny Home Festival that's happening this weekend. And to talk about this great event is Joanne Peck with Historic Shed. Thanks, Joanne, for joining us this morning.
Hi.
Tell us a little bit about the festival.
So this is the second annual festival. It's a two-day festival. It features over 30 tiny homes that people can actually go in and tour. Everything from container homes to your tiny houses on trailers that you see on all the TV shows. And then, of course, the schoolies, which are converted school buses that people live in. And it's quite amazing to see what people have done with these homes.
Yeah, this is a way for people to get so creative in their own space when the space is really limited.
Oh, yes.
What are some of the cooler things you've seen and that you expect to see this weekend?
Creative ways to do storage, the way to integrate really modern looking interiors. There's just so much to see. You really have to go into each one, and they're so different. You know, two are the same.
Yeah. And this is the second year for the festival. Anything new happening this weekend that we can look forward to?
Well, as I said, there's over 30 tiny homes that you can go into, many of which were not at last year's festival. There are lectures that people can go to with experts, everybody from people that live in their tiny homes to people that build them, and you can get a whole bunch of questions answered. And then we have live music that they'll have after 2 o'clock each day. And then we also have added, there's food trucks.
Awesome.
And I believe there's a beer garden as well this year.
Can't go wrong with that. Lots of reasons to come out and join. And finally, Joanne, what's one thing, if you're thinking about downsizing and kind of taking part in this trend, that you should know about before getting into it?
So there's basically two types of tiny homes. There are the ones that are mobile, that are like the schoolies and the tiny houses on trailers, and then there's tiny homes that are on a permanent foundation. And what you really need to know are the rules and regulations of where, if you're one that you have to move around, where you're allowed to legally park in it. And then the other is to know if you're going to build on a foundation, whether there's anything that precludes you from building very small.
Awesome. Joanne Peck with Historic Shed, thank you so much. We look forward to this great event in St. Pete this weekend on the Tiny Home Festival. Doors open at 10 o'clock both days at the St. Pete College Allstate Center.